Hi everyone. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. So today, I'm going to talk about the GFRIEND disbandment or ending or evolution. I don't even know what to call their situation. GFRIEND members not renewing with Source Music is the topic of today's video. So, on the 18th of May, Source Music, GFRIEND's company announced that all 6 members of GFRIEND have decided to not renew their contracts with the company. Which came as a shock to a lot of fans. Except for me. Well, I was shocked but not as much as others. I already guessed that some of the members are not going to renew their contracts, but I didn't think that all of them were going to leave. Before I explain myself, let me play you a clip of what I predicted about GFRIEND in my 2021 Big Hit prediction video. Now I am pretty sure that GFRIEND's contract is ending in 2021. I really started liking GFRIEND's music this year. So I genuinely don't want to be negative about them, but I personally don't think that they are all gonna renew their contracts. I feel like some members are gonna decide to not renew and pursue other things. And I am not saying it to mean that they don't love each other or something like that. I am sure the members adore each other, but K-pop girl groups usually don't last longer than that. I think that GFRIEND is gonna have one comeback, which is gonna continue the sultry and sexy theme that they are going with. But after that I don't know, and I genuinely hope the best for the girls. I also said the same thing on Twitter as well, and people were telling me that I want GFRIEND to disband or I'm a GFRIEND anti. Some people failed to understand that I didn't want GFRIEND to disband. I was just predicting the most possible outcome. I've been a K-pop stan since I was a child, so I know some of the patterns that girl groups follow. And one of the most common pattern is girl groups disbanding or some members leaving as they reach their 7th year. With GFRIEND, I went with the same intuition. And I was right. So in this video, I am going to guess the reasons why they might have decided to leave and the prediction for their future. But before that, like or dislike, comment and share this video and subscribe to this channel or I will eat you. Literally. So first, let's talk about what I think the reason behind this decision was. My first theory is, GFRIEND members wanted to try something else and start afresh. Now this is the most unlikely reason, but I still want to discuss it since it has some possibilities. All GFRIEND members debuted at a very young age. As you grow older, your wishes and views in your future gradually changes. This could have happened with GFRIEND too. The members could have just wanted to try something else and take a different route. Sistar and Girls' Day are some of the groups who chose this path. Now let me disprove my own theory. GFRIEND members themselves have said it multiple times that they want to continue as GFRIEND for a long time, and in their handwritten letters, they seem to be very heartbroken about the news. So I don't think they wanted to disband all of a sudden just because they wanted to try something different. The second theory is that Source Music forced them to disband. Now this theory also has less chances of being true. But let's still discuss it. A lot of Korean netizens think that Source Music disbanded GFRIEND to make room for their new girl group that is supposed to debut this year or the next year. Netizens pointed out that since the company got acquired by Hybe, Source Music probably wanted to get rid of GFRIEND and give their full focus and resources to the future group of the company. Since GFRIEND's contract was already ending, they decided to get rid of them altogether. This theory is very popular among Korean netizens, but I don't think this is what happened. A few weeks ago it came out that Source Music was trying to copyright GFRIEND's name and logo. Which made me think that they are trying to make sure that the girls don't leave the company. GFRIEND also had various online activities and schedules planned out, and there were also rumors of a comeback. If Source Music wanted to disband them, why would the company suddenly want to copyright their name? Why would they plan out activities for the group? This just doesn't add up. So that's why I don't think this theory is that likely. My third theory is that the members were being mistreated and overworked, and that's why they decided to leave altogether. To me this seems very likely. GFRIEND is the only group of Source Music and they're only money makers. Although Glass Beat at first had a medium position, it quickly rose up charts, and so did GFRIEND's popularity. Me Gustas too helped them gain more attention. But after their groundbreaking single Rough, there was no looking back for GFRIEND. Rough was a huge hit and the group became a household name in Korea. After that, for the past 5 years, GFRIEND members have constantly been working. Rough was released on January 25 of 2016, and the same year, they came back with Nevalera on July 11. In 2017 they had 3 comebacks. Fingertip, Love Whisper and Summer Rain. In 2018 they again had 3 comebacks, Time for the Moon Night, Sunny Summer and their Japanese single Memoria. In 2019 they had 5 singles, Sunrise Korean version and Japanese version, their first Japanese album, their Korean single Fever, and finally their second Japanese album Flower Road. In 2020 we had Crossroads, Apple and Mago back to back. All of this happened while the girls were constantly on variety shows, music shows, concerts, fan meets, V-Live events, award shows and whatnot. All this work has to take a toll on a person at some point. And if I'm not wrong, GFRIEND never took a prolonged break. Source Music knew that GFRIEND had potential. So the company pushed them as much as possible. Career-wise, this is a good strategy. But the constant working is not good for a person's physical and mental health, and maybe that's why the girls finally decided to just leave. The fourth theory is, something went wrong during the negotiation and they couldn't agree with the terms the company was presenting to them. This is very common in contract negotiation. Some people don't agree on the lack of creative freedom. Some don't agree on profit distribution. Some don't agree on the payment methods and amount. Fun fact, Shinhwa, a first-generation K-pop group, had issues with SM Entertainment while going through contract negotiation, and it got so bad that they decided to rather go through a decade-long lawsuit than renew their contracts with SM. So this might be the case for GFRIEND, and maybe that's why Source Music decided to copyright the name GFRIEND so that the girls couldn't leave with the group name, just like what SM did with Shinhwa. But that's just a theory. The fifth and final theory is, GFRIEND is moving to HYBE labels. Now this is very unlikely, but it's still possible. GFRIEND could be moved to HYBE labels or Big Hit Music, and maybe that's why the members didn't renew their contract with Source Music. I don't think this happened, because if it did, wouldn't HYBE just say it directly instead of causing all this confusion? HYBE's stock prices have been affected as well. So why would they cause harm to their own company and not just clearly say that GFRIEND is moving labels if this is what happened? Now that I have talked about the possible reasons behind their departure, let's talk about the future of GFRIEND. They have a few options and I am going to discuss them. The first one is related to my fifth theory. If GFRIEND members are magically moving under HYBE, then there is no problem. They will continue their careers. But that is just wishful thinking. If it was that simple, they wouldn't have given out handwritten goodbye letters and their activities and Weaver's membership would not have been cancelled. So this is probably not happening. The second path they can take is starting from scratch. If Source Music has successfully copyrighted their name, then GFRIEND would have to leave it all behind and start in a different company together. Just like how Highlight renamed themselves and started again. GFRIEND can sue Source Music for their name and logo, but that is very unlikely. It took Shinhwa years to win their lawsuit against SM and finally get the right to their name. So, I don't think GFRIEND members would want to go down that road. The third option is something we see very commonly, which is starting solo careers. Some members could debut as solo artists. Some can start their acting careers. Some can go to different variety shows and so on. Most girl group members follow this route after disbandment. But I have a feeling that GFRIEND is going to go with the second option. In their handwritten letters they said that it's their end as GFRIEND. So maybe they could regroup with a different identity. But I think it's too early to predict that. But no matter what, the only wish I have for GFRIEND is for them to be successful. Whether it is individually or as a group is something only time will tell. All the best to GFRIEND and thank you for giving us the last 6 years. So this was the video. I know the whole thing is very sudden. But let's support the members and hope for the best. Like, comment and share this video and subscribe to this channel, and please get vaccinated. Bye.